Okay, let's get started with our day one. So,
All right.
Melissa, Stephanie, you guys been here since the beginning of High Level. I feel like maybe like, I don't know, the first month or something, or the second
I don't
month.
think it was that early,
Okay.
but I think, yeah, it was early because it was before all you guys. It was like, there were no videos, there was no Chase, there was no Paulson. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Um,
Sean. And
and you've seen our ecosystem evolve, and
yeah,
the type of entrepreneurs that are here, what High Level is really doing for the market of marketing and software altogether. It's been nothing short of, amazing. And I say it in a very humble way because I am part of the High Level team. That this used to be really ugly in one day. Like I promise you, everything
it was
used to be
still
very
awesome though.
buggy.
It was still
Yeah.
awesome. It got me to jump in.
And we came a long way, and people like Melissa and Stephanie really did help us push our development forward, our strategies forward, and things like that. So let's get right to it. Melissa, Stephanie, how long have you been working together as employer and employee relationship? Ultimately, that's
Ah,
your family. Tell us about how this all started. Give us a good background of
yeah.
how this business got started.
Steph, if you want to share the screen, you're a lot more
Yeah.
proficient than I am. What you guys are going to learn real quick is I'm the sales and marketing person, I'm the visionary, and Stephanie is the brains. I tell people all the time, she's the smart one. She's the one that makes it all come together. I think it's the book Traction where they talk about having the visionary and having the, what do they call it?
The executioner.
Integrator. Yeah, the integrator executioner. Yeah, that is Steph for sure. And my background is that I owned a sales training company for 11 years. I sold it. I did this really early on in my 20s and 30s. I sold it so I could be a stay-at-home mom for a number of years. And I see Judy Fritz just joined. Judy's a friend. And that's when I had Stephanie. So she's 21 now. So I spent about 8 years at home. And then I went into the factory automation and robotics world and spent about 12 years there in marketing. And so my passion is sales and marketing. And one thing that I will stress for all the people that are just getting started is you have to sell. You have to be willing to get out there and sell. Because if you don't, I mean, when I started selling, it was the CRM, and you guys had just launched the scheduler. Matter of fact, when I booked with Sean, he sent me his Calendly link, and I'm like, why are you sending me your Calendly link? Unfortunately, Sean, he's so transparent. He explained he was just too busy to get it set up. So I got out there and I started selling right away with what I did have. And we just got I beta it and said, hey, I think there was 17 women. I called them my founding sisters. They were from my networking group. And I said, guys, I'll give it to your ladies. I'll give it to you at a really good price. I'll give you all the help because I need to learn it as much as you do. I'll probably be a week ahead of you. That's about it. And that's how we launched. So
That was three years ago, 4.
well, about 3.5. Yeah. It was right when I started because I figured I had to pay that high level bill. So I had to quick go out there and get some sales. And it would be nice to have had it all perfect beforehand, but the truth is it wasn't perfect. So we just had to get out there and launch it anyway. And everybody that joined back then is still grandfathered in at the old price. And so they benefited. We all learned together how to work it, because there's nothing like working with real people with real issues as opposed to in this imaginary world.
Right. And then like 2 years, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, obviously we all know that COVID hit.
Yeah.
And I was in Winona, Minnesota, like in my first year of college, and got kicked out of the dorms. Everybody got sent home. Like
you may want to say you were kicked out because of COVID, not just that you were kicked out.
Right. And so it was, hey, you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere anyway. Do you want to do some grunt work for $20? Sure. Okay. I had nothing else to do. Turns out I really loved it. I was really good at it. And the ADHD brain of mine just really loved putting the pieces together. And my mom likes to talk about how within 2 weeks I had my own Zoom account and was helping clients and all of that. And 2.5 years later, I've built out an entire certification program from, logging in and setting up users to strategizing with clients, so much stuff there. And it's really helped because like Melissa saw a need for having a thing and everything in one place that High Level also saw. I saw very quickly saw the need for like a training or some smoother process for people to learn the software as well. So
particularly because it was just me and I had quit my job and I needed to make money. So I sold the software right away as a SaaS solution. I just went SaaS right from day one because it was only me. So the people we were working with were all DIYers. So we needed to have all kinds of training and Steph's built out courses and all kinds of things so that they could do that. Now, as we've built our team, now we're getting into actually being a marketing agency, which is what we would have liked to have started at, but it was just me. So
yeah, we did it backwards.
A lot of people that are starting in High Level. There's big agencies. We're not a multi-million-dollar agency yet, but we will get there because of these tools. And a lot of you are just getting started. And so I kind of hope that you can see a little bit of you in us, in that if we were able to do it, then you guys can do it. And we came up with this. You want to go to the next page?
Well, I was going to let Paulson finish his thought.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, one of the things that led me to reach out to you, Melissa and Stephanie, is exactly what you just talked about. You're in the trenches and you were, very similar to where a lot of people are, maybe 2-3 years ago, obviously, but in the early stages of deciding and figuring out what kind of offers to put together, where does SaaS really play in my business? Where does marketing really play in my business as an agency? A lot of these questions, do you go niche round? Do you go like, high ticket, low ticket? And there's a lot of expertise as well. And people have success in a lot of those expertise. People have difference of opinions. What I want to do is at least create a stage where we do bring in all the options to you. Hey, here's Melissa and Stephanie that are running it a certain way. There's Rob Bailey that's doing it a different way. There's Josh Nelson that's doing it a different way. There's us at High Level doing it in a different way. Like there's a few different ways to go about it. So I want to expose everybody to the different strategies, the different ways to look at it. And that's really what attracted me to Melissa and Stephanie, because I know they did things in a unique style. They were very hands-on with their clients, very much, a consultative approach, if I may say that yep. Backed everybody into a SaaS. So it's really important that you take the model and recreate the model for yourself if you're listening. And their way is not the only 100% way. My way is not the only 100% way. The other experts that came and said, hey, we've got clients as well. Like everybody's going to have their own differences, but I recommend you maximizing the exposure that you get in seeing the different business models. Go ahead, Stephanie, go through your slides, help us understand what we're going to cover.
I just want to double check you guys are just seeing the slides, right? And not my notes on the side also.
Now we only see the notes, not the slides. I'm just kidding.
You're going to make me scared here.
No. We just
yes, we just see the slide. Okay.
We just see the slides.
All right. So
if you're on presenter view, you would only be able, we only see the slides, you see your notes. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So if we look at this first, day one. So today is going to be plan, where we talk about the power of Pam and what that all means. And so if we look at this first image, Melissa, why don't you take it away?
Sure. We've been working with the Pam process since the beginning. And honestly, I found High Level 3.5 years ago, but I started the business about 6.5 years ago. I started by selling Visita, which many of you know Visita is now what, Podio or Podium or something like that. And the white label was horrible.
Thrive, I think.
Thrive, something like that. Yeah. And the problem is it didn't have automation. So my clients would get so far. It was great for new people because they would get so far and it was very simple. But then they go, well, I want this to happen if this happens. And so I would lose them because they'd move out. So we've talked about Pam for a long time. And Pam is obviously plan, assemble, monitor. And too often people buy software and jump right into assembling. And we were guilty of that, trying to assemble right away. And while planning is not as sexy as assembling, it's a piece that really needs to be done. And for my style, it's even hard to do. But it was forcing us to sit and plan first. And let's go into that next, well, yeah, we'll get to assemble and monitor on the next 2 days. So we're going to focus today just on plan. So whether we're building a project for ourselves or we're building for a client, we have to understand their audience, because we need to know, how are they attracting people into their funnels? How, what is their hot button? What's worked before? What hasn't? We have to really understand all these things. And then we talk about projections. Let's look at how we're going to make money with this project. And then we map it out. And so that's the first 3 steps of stage 1, which is plan. Steph, do you want to jump into how we do? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this part. This is our free gift to you guys. Steph, you want to throw the link in chat if you haven't already? You guys can download this. This is a fillable PDF. The first place we start is, especially if we're working with a client, we go through this checklist or this planning sheet. And I don't know if it's possible to make it bigger, or if you can open up that sheet, Steph.
Yeah, let me open it up.
I should have thought about that. Well, if you open it up on your own, you're going to be able to see, we talk about what is the overall plan for this project. Thanks. Then we look at who's
Melissa,
the audience.
real quick, give us some context to when do you use this? Is this part of the onboarding? Is it part of the sales strategy? Or is it, where is this playing for the clients?
This is if they hire us to do a project for them. Maybe
that could be at the onboarding stage. I just want to throw that out there. So for us, we offer our help throughout various points in like the beginning process, and then they can hire us at any point later. So this is kind of at that beginning part of what do you want? What do you want me to do for you? What am I doing?
So this is not an onboarding forum. This is more like a strategy session that's being planned out together.
Yes.
We're all making sure the right information is exchanged from both parties with this.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone's on the same page.
Okay, continue.
And we're pulling it from them as opposed to making them fill in a form or something, because you know how everybody loves filling in forms. So of course you kind of get the overall of the project. Then you look at how are you going to get people into your funnel. Project pieces. Are you going to need a form? Yes or no? And then we get into the naming, because how you name each one of these is going to dictate how easy it is to pull it all together on the back end. So naming is really important, and we try to educate clients on how to go about doing the naming. And then do you need tags? Do you need to take a payment? We need to understand the full scope of this one project. We used to be guilty, especially me, because I'm a big thinker. I want to plan out their whole entire marketing. Well, you can't do that. So we have to make sure we focus in on this one project. And it also keeps the scope creep from going too crazy, because, oh, nope, that wasn't in the plan. And then we talk about, do you need a workflow, all that. And then you can get this all and stick it in your Dropbox or whatever you want to do, so that you've got this piece for everybody to go back and be able to see, oh, we called that form this, or we called that workflow that. Because once you really get going in high level, it fills up fast. And now we're getting folders in a lot of places, which is absolutely wonderful. Before folders, it was crazy. Steph, do you want to go into what we do after we do that? Okay.
So then we actually use the PAM system. So this is where the plan, assemble, monitor system comes into play. So not only is like the plan, assemble, monitor a really good phrase to keep in mind whenever you're working with a client, whether that be for your onboarding, if maybe that planning sheet you're using to help build out somebody else's onboarding or somebody else's discovery session, whatever that may be. So not only is in of itself is it helpful, but it also is when we attach it to this program, which we call the PAM platform. Say that 5 times fast. Oh, is it sharing these notes?
No.
The templates are good. Yeah. Okay. I was just want to double check. So then this is a platform that we have found, and you'll hear a lot more about how you can get it for yourself at the end of today. So stick around. And what this does is this allows you to map, communicate, track analytics, and edit everything with your process, with your client, right within this one place. So what you can see here is I have a crap ton of templates in here for all sorts of things that you would also get. But over on this project side, similar to high level, there's also like you can add multiple clients and groups and things like that. So we have our own processes, like our help resources, our mapping demo. This is our speaker series. It gets pretty wild. And you can map everything out. And if we go back, we can even add a new plan here. So if we open up a new plan and we name it example, you can customize your thumbnail, your currency, colors, plan stats, and percentages. And so if we open that one up, you can obviously pull from those templates, but then you can also start with a blank canvas to map your whatever it is that you're working on. So there's
the client, we love to start with a blank process or a blank page, because if we start with that, well, it's kind of like looking at a workflow. You look at it, you're like, whoa, you had to almost be part of it to understand it. Same thing here. We want to pull from them. What should happen first? What if they say no? What should happen? I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know.
So then there you can add different pages like landing pages, upsells, thank yous, surveys, all sorts of things here. All of these being customizable. So you can enter your URL. So if I grab my certification page and we go back over here and I paste it in there and hit view, it's actually going to pull in the page right into the system. And there's so much more capability with that. We'll talk about how you can even edit right within the system tomorrow. That's going to be part of the assemble. So make sure that you join tomorrow as well to learn more about how you can actually edit everything within here as well. But you can add your landing pages. You can also throw your thumbnail in there. So I can grab my page thumbnail. So if I'm trying to get approval on a design, somebody can just grab it and look at it right within here. So we'll let that load. But you can also add different campaign sets. So email sequences, emails, chats, all of these, you can write your email copy right within here. So if you're working with a client and you need them to give you some copy, here you go, throw it right in there. When you get it, you can copy and paste it and write into your email. And
you can also invite all your team members in. So you invite the copywriter in, the graphic artist, the programmer, all that, and the client.
And you can create your email sequences as well, all sorts of things that way. We have our actions, of course, our tags, our conditions, like if else steps, wait steps, as well as custom actions that allow you to title it and give your own icon so it makes sense to you. So these could be great for webhook steps in workflows or anything that is outside of whatever is already standard here.
So
Lastly,
Stephanie, real quick, what you're saying is you have a third-party integration or a platform of some kind that's helping you plan your high-level setup, your high-level systems, or whatever. Let's say use multiple systems, all those systems kind of collaborate all in one place, where you're mapping it all out in one place.
Yes. So today we're focusing on the planning of it. Tomorrow, we'll really focus on the assembly. So how can we use this system to even assemble the pieces together? And then on the third day, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about how to monitor all within this one system that your client can see, the team members can see, their team, your team, whoever you want to add to this project.
So it's really a collaboration tool for all.
It's a collaboration tool and a measurement tool, as you'll see.
Okay, very interesting. So keep going.
Yeah, so the last little part here is you can pull in custom media notes, which is like a big text box. This is my favorite little feature, are these sticky notes. So if I pull this in, I'm just going to cancel out of that for now. But we have this sticky note that you can, change the title, change the description. So if you want to have something like you need to flag stuff while you need to finish it, or put the names of things as you're working on it, all of those things. It's very easy. Make sure everybody's muted. Thanks. So then, yeah, you can pull in different sticky notes if you want to flag anything, connect things, add tasks, all of that. So on top of that, this is just the mapping of it, right? But we'll talk about this stats area, these live things on Wednesday. That's that third day. But there's also this Kanban area, which is kind of like Trello, Asana, Notion does this as well, where you can have your cards in here that you can move around, you can assign them to people, change the color, you can open them up, add subtasks underneath, add comments and different things under each like example or card, whatever it may be for you. So like Paulson was saying, it's very much a communication tool. I can even click on my person and see only the ones that are assigned to me to make sure I got everything done that I need to.
You know what's really nice about this too, is you know how when you're working on stuff and a client, you guys can be just toiling away at stuff, but the client feels like, wow, they haven't heard from you in a week and a half. They're probably not doing anything. The client logs in, looks at this and says, oh, okay, look at them go.
Right.
So it's not just messaging. It's not just messaging. They actually see the different activities that are happening in the build out.
Yep. They see everything.
So not only are there notifications and can you message team members, so this is just a general chat as well. You can message them on specific comments, specific tasks. You can message them on, if I open up this page, I don't remember which one I put it in, but you can add tasks and comments to a specific page. So you can say, I hate this color, change it. Boom, easy peasy. And now I see that and I can assign it to somebody or finish it, whatever it may be.
And somebody asked in the chat, is Pam going to integrate with High Level? It already does. We worked with Varun and with the developers of this, and the two of them made sure that everything worked perfectly together.
Here we go. This was the one I put the page in, but so someone could be like, I need you to approve this page design. Very, very helpful there. So this is one that we are currently working on. This is Gratum G Swing. Just a shout out to them. If you guys have any baseball players in Florida, make sure to check them out. They're very great. They're very amazing people. But we are working on setting up their like first lead magnet. And so we have all of the directions they can come in. We have the landing page that he can view. We can edit it right within here as well. We see all of these different pages as they move through so they can really view each one and edit it if they need. I put the sticky notes so I can put the names of everything. It's very clear. So when the client goes into the system, they're not like, what the heck? I don't know what any of this means. What connects to what? I'm afraid to touch anything or break it. Then we already know they're familiar with it. It's not something that's brand new.
And that's how this sheet, which you have the digital version, but that's how this sheet makes this part happen faster.
So
real quick, Stephanie. So I have people that are jumping in just now, just trying to come into the information. So how is this different than what we can do in High Level, right? Which is, so let's see, if you click on live, does this system actually go build out automated like the landing pages and everything in forums, or is it more?
No, everything's built in High Level. This
separately.
Yeah, turn it to off right now, Steph. I just want to show you. So when we're planning, we have it off.
Okay.
And this lets us visually put a boundary around this project and get very clear on what we're doing with everybody and everything. Now, when we go into plan stuff and then make it bigger, zoom in. Oh, you can do it right on okay, there you go. Now we're going to project, or we're going to guess. If we got 100 visitors in from social media, 100 in from email, and 100 in from the Facebook ads, and then he's also they're doing a direct mail piece. And let's say we got, what's that, 500 there. Then you're going to see we have all these people going to that booking page. And can you make it a little bit bigger, Steph? Sorry, I'm old. So then we say only 10%, let's say, book. For those that don't book, we have them joining the email list, and then we set up retargeting. So 10% or 80 of them book. Now they're going to go through all the confirmation and reminders and voicemail drops and everything. If you want to scooch over stuff. Yeah. And then it's going to go down to where they actually have an in-person meeting. This is a in-person versus a digital. And so let's say they close 40%. Now they've already told us they have a 70% close ratio, but let's say 40%. Now, if you look at the stats piece, we can start guesstimating, and we put in their expenses.
I do want to cut you off because this is what we're going to go into on day 3. So I don't want to go too far.
I'm not doing live yet. I'm not doing live
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
This is just the planning still. This is the projections. So we had 800 visitors, 80 of those turned into leads. We got X amount of sales. Their expenses are 10,040, and the potential revenue or profit is 23,000. So this allows us to play with the numbers to feel for how many, you guys know how many people have to get in that funnel to land on that booking page. And if they have an unrealistic expectation, like we're going to make millions, some of them do. And this helps really be very clear about what they're going to have to do to make those kind of numbers. Now, when we go into live, which will be the 3rd day, we'll show you how we hook everything up and start watching as people go through live. Then we're looking at real data versus projected data. So I think you can see high level is where you build it all. This is the project management, planning, and monitoring piece. 2 different things.
Yeah, I could imagine the conversations between your customers and clients where they've probably never done this before with their business. They're like, well, I've never had anybody just strategize and help me understand my traffic flow or sales, flow, or even fulfillment pressure or whatever it is that they're looking at to really move to the next level. So I think it's not just building the tools, it's really strategizing the business with them and letting the tools kind of just fill in.
They can see what we're building through and through.
Wow.
And then if we look at the Kanban, we can see that these are the questions that we're still needing him to answer. So we assigned it to him. These are the answered questions that we have. If you hear the long stuff outside, I apologize. And everything that's been done. So if I click on me, I can make sure, I still need to do this welcome email. Now I know that I need to do that. I can, add info in here if need be. So I threw again the planning worksheet. I'll do it one more time. We will talk more about the offer on how you can get this software for yourself in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Does it integrate with Asana? I know that there are.
Not really. There is the capability of webhooks. Preferably this wouldn't be a project management tool you would use for other things. This would be the project management tool we would use for high level. So yeah, you might still want Asana, but they have a webhook available. Shortly, they're going to be working on a Zapier integration as well. High level.
But definitely,
yes,
if you're used to Asana, this Kanban area will feel very familiar to you. So this works very similar. So maybe you don't even want to use the mapping part yet. The canvas is what it's called. Maybe you don't even want to use that at the start. You just want to use that Kanban. Totally can, and it will work very similar to Asana that way. And then she also said that they have a webhook that solves that issue. So love technology. Thank you again, the developers of everything.
Yeah.
So
it's similar to Funnelytics. Funnelytics, and again, they just relaunched and they're $500 a month right now, which is like, wow. They do the live measurement now too, but they don't do the project assembly. And they do the mapping and the live, but they don't do the project assembly or the workflows. What these guys are doing is they're gonna be launching phase 2, hopefully by the end of this month, you guys know how this goes, end of the month, hopefully August, early August. And phase 2 is going to take the Kanban and the tasking to a whole nother level. I'm in the beta testing for that. Unbelievable. You're going to have a total overview of all the projects and what each person needs to do on each of the project. It's amazing. But again, that's all different than what Funnelytics has.
Right. And for the user side, we have a weekly meeting with our client that we kind of talk about this. And every time he's like, no, it looks good. Look, it makes sense. And we're like, great, cool. So we have questions for you, but yeah.
We just had a review from a gal who we were building out her webpage for and everything. And she wrote us a review saying, I can't believe this is done in 8 days. I mean, because we had everything so organized.
So quick question, is this setup the same setup that you just showed that you use for everybody, or do you have specific setups for different scenarios? Or is it based on who they are? Do you guys pre-plan something before you bring it to their table every single time? Like, how is the logistics of
A little bit,
managing?
like even with Kratom, we did a little bit of a flow, but we didn't want to overwhelm them and we wanted them to be part of it. So even though we have like these recipes, rarely use them. We want to pull from them just because it's so much more valuable when they help build it.
Right.
Because we ourselves could build it all out. We just don't,
Totally.
then they have no interaction on it.
So we're getting a lot of questions of like, is it like this? Is it like that? Is it like this? So like Monday, Trello. The thing about those is we've noticed that those are a lot more of just the pipeline type project management. This allows you to completely plan, similar to an agency in high level, where you can have specific client sub-accounts under here that you can completely plan, track, communicate, edit, get feedback, approvals, message, communicate, show analytics, show projections, everything in one program. So it basically avoids having to use Asana and Monday and all of these other things. And like, doesn't this sound exactly like the pitch you got for high level? That it is the high level of like the project communication area when working with a client. So all you need is you get high level, you get this, and it's smooth. And so under Grace Lanny, kind of what you were saying, Paulson, like, no, it may depend. So we have some pre-planned and packaged products that we sell. So for example, like you're able to hire us and we have like a lead magnet package that's pretty basic. But if they need something outside of that, we start with a mapping session where we start with that blank canvas, and you'll learn more about the mapping session as well. And so you start with that blank canvas and we talk through, okay, what are you trying to do? What is it? Right? So we use that project planning sheet to kind of learn what is it they want to do. And we help transfer that from words to something actual visual on the call itself. Sometimes it's easier just to do the mapping session. Sometimes it's easier to have them fill out that sheet. And then we go from there and just keep tweaking and keep meeting off of that.
Stephanie, can you speak to the type of clients you guys work with, or do you feel like this is relevant to local businesses as well?
Well, that's what we've got with Kratom. It's our first local business. We actually work with coaches and consultants, 6-figure coaches and consultants. So 99% of what we do is all online. And when these guys came to us, we're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We can still do that. Richard asks, is it mainly for people who offer professional services? Absolutely, use this with your clients, but also use it for yourself. Don't you want to know these things?
Yeah, that's like we have our own, like the speaker series. This is our own that we had mapped out. This was something I had built in high level. And then we had someone on our team go and map it out. And this is the first time I've ever seen it actually laid out. And I was like, oh crap, I actually did put a lot of work in that, huh? But I didn't think about it at the time. Another good question was, so after they've retained you or during the discovery, so once they see how smooth this process is to go through, they get really stuck on it. So it's very, very helpful that way. And then the other one was, what kind of projects do you use this for? Anything. really anything that has a multi-step process to it. If it's just like a couple things, I really wouldn't put that much effort into it. But if it's something, it doesn't have to be like this complex, but if it's something that you would be easier to see visually or to give your client that resource to always look back at, it's always going to be of value regardless of what you're working on, in my opinion.
And think
Melissa,
about
I
it,
don't know
you
if
could
else
charge
that.
$1,000 or whatever you want to do that mapping session with them, and then say, hey, if you want us to build it for you, we'll apply half that money to, or all the money to that, or whatever you want to do. But just the fact that you're now the consultant helping them map out their and that project. And somebody else, I think Marie made the point, you're going to see things that they won't even see because we're marketing people. I mean, that's what we do. We see all that invisible stuff.
And
Yeah.
all the questions about the price, keep listening, be
Watching.
patient. I promise. I promise. Be patient.
Quick question for you, Stephanie and Melissa. Where is your pricing model? Are you guys doing custom like consulting high ticket packages or something? Is it a monthly retainer? Is it a low ticket, high ticket? Where is
All
your
of the above. We sell the
Okay.
software for $297 a month. And then depending on what they want to do, I do in our onboarding, I do a 30-day accountability meeting. So after 30 days, I meet with them and say, how's it going? What's going on? And a lot of times they go, you know, I haven't built anything, right? Don't we all know that? I haven't built anything. Then we talk about, hey, let's do a mapping session and get you started with the one thing that's going to make you money right away. Because we want them making money, but we don't want to do it right during onboarding because there's too much happening then. We need them to get to the point where they go, I need help.
Yeah. And when you say 297, that includes high level and the planning software.
No, it's $297 a month for high level alone.
Okay.
Then if they want to get in here, and we have a variety of different things that we can do. We can sell them an account, and then they can go in again, DIY it themselves, or they can hire us. So there's a lot of different ways depending.
Okay.
We're actually working on our pricing again. Aren't we all?
Always, yeah.
Always.
Because there's a lot of questions about pricing, should we throw that out there? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. So if we look at our special offer today, if you upgrade, you get access to the special pricing. This is the lowest offer available, period. That's not just right, like for us or anything like that or whatever. It's the lowest offer. So you can get a lifetime agency account for the market plan. That is the software at the end of the day. Ours is the Pam Plan Assemble Monitor
Same thing, you white label it, you make it your own.
Plus, you get a one-on-one 1-hour session with our team to actually help you take one of your project planning sheets. So fill that out, you come to the meeting with that filled out, and we help you actually map out what that would look like for you. And as a bonus, anybody that upgrades also gets a $500 discount on our certification program. This goes for all affiliates of ours as well. So that's why it's a bonus on there too. But if you do upgrade, you get that as well. If you're already
and also our team put together a dedicated link for you guys and this event. So if you go highlevel.com/Blair, you'll be able to
we already programmed something out.
Yeah, it's for us to be able to track the
Okay.
actual link.
Okay.
But either way, that's the way we're going to be able to track the upgrades.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
And then if you're already on the high level SaaS plan, you get access to that lifetime agency plan of price for market plan. So Melissa, do you have where's that link for that? Let me grab it. That's the one link I didn't have on offhand, believe it or not.
Which was what link?
The market plan.
Oh, you don't have to. You just go to the last visual. We're going to ask them to text.
Right.
In. We want to keep track of who wants to upgrade so that we can go check that you've upgraded, and then who doesn't need to upgrade. Plus, you guys all know this, right? You can text the keyword. It should be, yeah, there it is. I want to upgrade to this phone number. And then if you're already upgraded to SaaS, you can also we use the contains. So if you say upgrade, it'll go there. If you say SASE, it'll go there. And then on Wednesday, we're going to show you the plan where we have this all built in, so you can see as people have been going through how that all converted. So it's kind of a show and tell type thing.
Yeah, so I put those in the chat as well, so you guys can copy and paste them. It's so you don't have to fully type it out if you don't want to, but yes, please text these phrases to 262-261-0345. That is the #1 area code if you need it. This will get you the link to purchase that lifetime agency account. You will have to just give us your email, and then we will confirm that you are either upgraded or not. And if not, then you're good to go, and we'll get you the links.
So Stephanie, Melissa, when they do upgrade, can we make sure once they text you that they go through the high level link the affiliate team created?
Yeah, definitely make sure to do the high level link if you are upgrading.
Yeah, so the upgrades have to go through this link, otherwise
we use in the
get credit for it. Yeah.
Yep, and we put that link in the emails.
Okay, perfect. I just didn't want two different ways and people are confused about it.
Well, and just to ease your mind too, if you think this is going to be like ridiculously expensive, as we said, Funalytics is $500 a month. Guru, I also bought that, not the same thing. It's good. I like some of the things it does, some of the projections and all that. It's just not the same thing. These guys are going into phase 2, like I mentioned earlier, by the end of this month, early August, the lifetime stops. So we were given the price of $397? Now I don't remember. $397 lifetime. So get it now, because when they do go to phase 2, you're automatically grandfathered into that. They're going to, for agencies, and this is the agency lifetime, they're going to $79 a month for agency once this promo is over. And we're keeping this on for a week. What's the last, on that last page, Steph? July 20th at 5 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, that's this promo is going to end.
That's until next Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be the 20th. And then they're going to go to the $79 a month for agency. So guys, this is a really good deal. You guys know, I mean, we all buy enough software to
so can we do something real quick? Can we go back to that sheet, the planning sheet that you guys had designed with like the 6-7 sections? Can you go over the context behind it? Where did those questions come from? How were they developed? Like, what should they leverage from that overall as like an onboarding or a strategy session?
It's kind of like a checklist to make sure that you're getting all the information from the client. Because how many times have we not discussed, are you going to need a calendar? Or, how are you going to take payment for this? Are you even going to take payment? Maybe it's a lead magnet. So it's really designed to be a communication tool between you and the customer to make sure that you understand what this whole project is. And then when you go to map, you've already got that in your head.
Yeah. And I'm seeing the list of people that are watching. There's a lot of people that are brand new to high level. So
smart.
If we can review what's in those sheets, like what's the actual, why do you ask these questions, right? That's what I would like for you guys to answer.
I can go through this one. So the project name, obviously, with this like launch date, deliverables, pricing, sales goal, the whole point of the whole sheet, like Melissa said, is to just get a starting point. So for me specifically, when I'm working with a client, I like to get enough to where I can start a first draft, because after that first draft, there's always going to be something they want to tweak no matter what. And so you always want to be prepared for that. So I always want to do that first draft, get feedback, and then change. So getting like an overall project name, what are you trying to accomplish? What even is it that you want? What's your goal for sales, your prices, your deliverables? Or is it a product purchase, a membership course? Is it a free lead magnet? Is there no price because it's free? I don't know. But getting that
section,
data.
Sorry to interrupt you, Stephanie. So this section is about the offers, like the client's offers.
One
right?
One.
Okay.
So you usually do one project per sheet, and then
Got
you know,
it.
When a client starts going, well, and this one, wait, no, this one.
that's
We're
a
gonna
different
talk-
process, right? That's where we have to
Okay.
then connect that to something else that's its own little living, breathing entity.
Got it. So you're doing this sheet for every single project or every offer or every system or anything. So a client can have like 10, 12 of these at the end of the day.
Yeah, you saw in
depending-
Pam under Grace, we've got like 4 or 5 of them now. We've
Okay.
worked on.
Got it.
And what
Okay.
happens is they love it. They go, oh my God, that's made it so easy. And they go, let's do the next one.
Yeah.
Gotta grab
So
it.
it's more like
We
random
actually-
status on a-
We printed these in a big stack as well, so
Yeah.
that we could, because we want to be able to say for each thing, because not only is it helpful for us, but also, did you think through all of this? Because people don't.
Well,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're
no,
gonna
that's for
quote
sure.
them based on it. So somebody just asked, how do you, price
Think about
it?
it now, not later.
I'm not gonna give them a quote till I've mapped it out. I mean, in their head, they go, oh, we just need a couple little pages, right? We just need a couple little things. Well, you've seen how easy it is to turn a couple little things into a huge project. And somebody's got to build those forms. Somebody's got to write those emails. Somebody's got to get the texts working. So once we see the entire project and the person signs off on it, then we're going to say, okay, now the project will cost this much to do it.
And
Or you can do it yourself. We'll give you the map and you can do it yourself.
and the basis of that quoting system or your scope of work, is that based on hours that you're putting in? Is it based on like a certain system, a plan, or like where's the context of your pricing coming from?
For us, and this actually goes really good with Craig's question about, do you charge for each offer? Yeah, so each offer in of itself is going to be a project, because whatever you're offering, there's going to be leads, follow-up, delivery, check-ins, if they buy, if they didn't buy, all of these things, right? So like what Melissa said, it's not always just a couple pages. So what happens is we get this information from them, we get them to actually think about all of these things and beforehand, so we can prepare for it. And then we transfer it into this map where it's something, that's that mapping session where we're taking that, pulling from the sheet and putting it on this canvas so we can all see, take it from here to build it, customize it, tweak it, monitor it. And then what we'll talk about in day 2 and 3 is the assembly and the monitoring specifically. But later you'll be able to actually use this plan to see the overall. And with the other question I saw about cost per lead, cost per call and everything, the beauty of that is because it integrates directly with GHL as well, as you're going to get that all on the high level side as well. So it's not going to be lost because you're not doing this in place of a high level funnel page. You're pulling it directly in, which we'll
But
talk
you'll
about
see
more.
day 3 where we do give you that information.
Right.
Sounds
So
good. If it feels like instead of like a high ticket or a low ticket business model, my gut tells me and my intuition tells me to call this a la carte model, right?
Yeah,
Everything is
it's
very a
really
la carte.
mold it to you, mold it to fit. And that's the beauty of it, because just like high level, there's so much capability, and that's just right now, everybody's adding more all the time, that it's just going to get better. And it's so exciting already. And I can tell you, after doing 2+ years, because someone was like, oh, how many people do you have on this? We only have 4 people on our team. And that was as of like 2 months ago. Before that, it was all Mom and I, or Melissa and I. And so I wish we got this to work before, because it's been so much easier, because I forget where was I, what did I connect and didn't connect? And now I can see exactly, the person can see, no one's feeling like, what am I missing? What am I doing? All of that.
Yeah. Let's go back to the sheet. The first section is offers.
Mhm.
What's
Second
the
section is the audience. So kind of plays into that offer of like, okay, we highly suggest usually like some sort of smart list name. So like if this is for to track either that way, or if you want to, send to that list a lot later. And then where do you want to promote it? Then we have our lead tracking. So this is within the system, the automation side of it. This is inside your business. What is being tracked? Who is telling what? Who's moving where? This is the workflows side of it. And if you want to learn more about workflows, we have a really cool resource we're going to give out tomorrow. that will help with that. But this double checks, do you need a form, whether that be an order form or a free form? Will you need a calendar, a pipeline to move them through? What do you want to tag them? What payment, what reviews do you want? And this really helps with not only simplifying it for you, but the naming, everything's consistent. Everybody's on the same page of what's what. The client can go in there later and know what is saying what. It's not just workflow number 826 and whatever, because you don't know what that means. And then the last part, or Paulson, did you want to add on to that part?
So is the client filling this out with you, or did you give this to them and they're taking care of it by themselves? Like, are you?
Yeah, this is a free resource we give to clients in general for them to use for themselves. But we also like to, if it's necessary, it depends on what point they come to us with. If it's something where they've already very well thought about all of this, or they're working with a team that does this thinking through, then we're just going to kind of map it and take it from there. But if it's somebody that's very, very new to the system, I like taking them through this worksheet, because not only does it help everybody's understanding, but it also helps them learn the software a little bit more and why I'm picking out these individual things. And then they can also see it later and how it actually transforms into an actual process side by side with that sales map as well. Yeah. And then this last part is just that funnel and workflow. So your funnel name, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to have a pretty page that someone's going to and a pretty thank you page that they're going to after that. So what are the names of those? So everybody's on the same page. And it also helps with what's connected. They go here and then that and then where? Okay. And then it actually formalizes that. Products, and then your workflow. If you need an event start date, which is always huge, that's something that's missed a lot in that workflow area, whether you're doing follow-up, deadlines, calendars, whatever. And then, are they published? You cannot believe. Well, if you're here, yeah. I bet you can. How many people don't publish them or test things? So there is that. Let me put this back up for those. I'm seeing the questions in here about the pricing. So again, the market plan is this Pam program that we've been showing off. If you missed it, feel free to watch the replay when it comes out on YouTube. But that is, you can get your own version of that, kind of like high level, where you can white label your own version. That's $395 month or lifetime, sorry. So that's not monthly, that's not yearly, that's lifetime, one-time price. And then that is where we have that access to that price. And then after you do that, if you upgrade, you also get a 1-hour session, which you'll get a link to later after we confirm that you upgraded. And you also get a $500 discount on our certification program, which brings that price down to $1,500 instead of $2,000, which is really
should preface, when we say upgrade, we mean upgrade to the SaaS plan. Many of you are on the $97 plan or the $297 plan, and you're building out. SaaS is where it's at. I mean, that's where you're going to make your money. We wouldn't be here at all if I had tried to go selling projects first. I built it up so that we had over 100. I think we had about 75 clients when Stephanie joined me. So I had 75 clients all by myself, trying to teach them all, trying to do everything myself. That's why we're still here today, because of that income coming in every month. Now we've been able to expand and do more. Now we're doing regular marketing work. Before we couldn't, it was just me.
So we will confirm the affiliates. So if you're like, where's my thing? Where's the link? I can't figure it out. That will be coming right after this call. We're going to go and verify a bunch of people. If you're already on the $497 Agency Pro plan, then you'll text "I'm already sassy" to this number, because then you still get the special price, but you don't need to upgrade. So that's great there. There's that. Any other questions or any other thoughts?
Yeah, let's do this. We're right on time, actually. We're right at 3 o'clock. Have we covered everything you wanted to cover when it comes to the plan session?
I believe we did.
Okay, yep. So let's do this. 5, 6 people, if you want to turn your cameras on and your audio on, and if you have some specific relevant questions, okay, let's bring you on and we'll click on the raise hand button on the reactions emoji if you're inside the Zoom session, and we'll go through that in order. So click on raise hand and we'll go with that.
Oh, Ray says $395 lifetime for high level. No. High level's already got its pricing. It's for this market plan. Hey, Kathleen.
Kathleen,
Hey there.
how are you?
I'm good. I was wondering, at what point do you get access to things like their Facebook page or their Google business profile? Is that handled in a different part of your onboarding? Or maybe you don't
The
need
customers,
that?
you mean?
Yeah.
Do you mean with this planning process? Or do you mean in general?
It's probably in general or with the implementation.
Yeah, when we do the onboarding, we're having them integrate with Facebook and Google and all that, and that gets us access to that. Now, we honestly don't run ads. We partner with people that run ads, and in some of the cases, a lot of coaches and consultants aren't running ads because they've been taught that ads don't work. Well, why don't ads work? Well, you might not have a good plan in place. Many of them don't have a system. So we don't
do this and monitor it and see why.
Yeah. Was it the landing page that sucked, or was it the ad that didn't talk to the right people? So you were getting all the wrong. There's a lot of reasons why ads might not work, but we don't run ads. So if we did, we'd probably do it during the onboarding.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same question, like when do you set up GMB? When do you set up profiles or all those different things? And also
Ideally,
team members.
Ideally we have like part of our onboarding process, like Melissa said earlier, is we have at like the 30-day mark, we have an accountability session. So it gives them about 2 weeks between their onboarding and that session to actually do something. And knowing that they usually don't that's going to give them a little bit of pressure. And when they come to that meeting, they're either going to say, yep, I did this. And we're like, great, beautiful. Now we checked in, or no, you know what? I haven't really done much. And then that's our option to say, okay, would you like us to help you map something? Would you like us to, so that by then they're kind of trying, they're getting an idea, and then we can take it from there and help them after they've seen how hard it may actually be. So again, whether you're applying this to your own onboarding or someone else's, it's definitely helpful regardless.
And again,
Kathleen,
everybody will probably do different things than we do, because that's the way we all work. We all get an idea and then we run with it in our own ways. So this is what we do.
Yeah. Kathleen, do you have a follow-up question?
No, I put my hand down. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for your question, by the way. Let's go with, I believe it was David Wallace, but then I think he lowered his hand. Let's go to Tyler Zegel. Hey, Tyler, how are you?
Hey, good. I was just wondering with the LTD, what happens after you get your 20 users clients situation?
They do have an upsell. I think it's $195. Tyler, are you on the call? We asked Tyler to come join us in case there was this kind of question.
Oh, another Tyler.
Yeah, different. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know they have an upsell that's like $195 if you want more.
Like an unlimited users.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's what they're going to be offering or not. If you go to marketplan.io right now and you look under pricing, under the $79 deal, that would be the one that you're getting for the lifetime.
Okay.
$79 a month, obviously.
And also, by the way,
and we can find out an answer.
Yeah, by the way, the offers that are outside of high level have nothing to do with high level, just so you know, just as a disclaimer.
That's why I wanted to, we were talking about the certification one, and I was like, well, we give it to all of our affiliates, so I would feel weird not throwing it out there, but I also don't want to, like, you know.
The only thing I can be responsible for is the high level upgrade itself. So if you're on 97 to 297 or 297 to 497, and that also is a limited time, just so you know. So it'll expire based on this event, okay? And then after that, you won't be able to use that specific link. You would use your Melissa's and Stephanie's regular affiliate link or whatever upgrade link, just so you guys know. Tyler, any follow-up to your question?
Nope, that was it. That was all I saw.
I'll
So,
give you a direct answer for tomorrow's meeting.
okay, sounds good.
Perfect. Let's go with, is it Guinea Balling? Let's see, I might have butchered it.
Yeah, Ginny.
Ginny.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I am so sorry I was late. I had another meeting run over and I've been under the weather with COVID here. I'm glad to hear there is a playback. Is that what I heard?
Yep.
Okay. And is this training all about mainly for people that are choosing to be an agent? Or
No,
affiliate?
you can totally use the market plan software for your own business. It doesn't have to be for other clients necessarily. You can 100% apply it. That's where we first started with it, is we wanted to apply it to our business and saw how much it was useful for us that we then wanted to
Yeah.
start using that for others. So you definitely don't have to use it if
Yeah, I could see that. And then the other days of training are for just further understanding.
Correct.
Further understanding how it works.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to talk about the assembly. So what it looks like, now that you guys have like a sense of how to plan it and what that looks like, how do we take that plan and utilize that software to best assemble in this high level system. And then on Wednesday, the third day, we're going to talk about how to then monitor that using the Pam marketplace software and tweak based on your results.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Let's go with, I think, LA. I think it's somebody's initials. Let's see.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's LA, but my name's LaShonda, so it comes
Okay.
from my last name. Anyway, first of all, thanks for putting on this. I am one of those ones that have not launched yet. However, I do have a 25-year software development process and background.
Nice.
So and that would be the reason why I haven't launched, because sometimes I get into that analysis paralysis mindset. So and this is great timing because I actually have 3 demos lined up for project management collaboration tools. I knew that was one thing that I was going to be needing into integrate, and that's what I've been trying to find solutions that I could actually integrate into Go High Level that may have already existed out there. There's no sense in recreating the wheel if it already exists. So I'm very appreciative of this. So my question is that right now I have not upgraded to the SaaS plan, and I do plan on doing that. But what about clients who we bring on that are not going to go up under, our business? They want to have their own version of Go High Level. Well, they're going to have to go at that price at which market plan will be, because I could see selling this as a package deal into the solution, with them, because it's going to be a need. It's a need.
Definitely.
Yeah. You guys just got really great timing. I actually met the guys from Market Plan before I met High Level, but I was like, I'm not a market agency, I can't use it, but I bought it anyway because I knew I'm like a collector, I'm a hoarder of software. And so all of a sudden it was like, oh, now we can use it. And so, yeah, the timing is just such that you guys are getting a great deal, but then that's truly coming to an end because they're launching phase 2. They've been around, I don't even know how long, but I've known them at least 4 years. And
I'm sure if you're interested in doing something like that, like we just reached out to the owner and we're like, hey, we're doing this thing. They helped us get that price. So I'm sure if you were to talk to them in some form, I don't know.
They're like High Level. They listen. They
They really do.
It's been amazing to work with them. They're helpful. They're wonderful. And quite honestly, when Paulson talked to us about them, I'm like, I don't know if I want to share our secret sauce. We're really sharing our secret sauce here. But then I thought, you know what? The people in High Level, and you guys hopefully will see this, a lot of the new people, helped me so much. I mean, I not only got a lot of help from other high levelers and Sean, of course, and everybody, but I also bought everybody else's stuff. I went through Rob's stuff. I went through Beyonce. We bought Beyonce. We try to learn from every single person we interact with in High Level. So we figured, let's share let's share. Let's just be open and share what we're doing. Because I think it really, there's so much business out there. We can't even fathom the amount of business out there. So this is going to allow all of us to do a better job with our clients, I believe.
Yeah, I definitely believe that it levels up the playing field of the delivery that we're all providing to all of our clients and the ecosystems that they serve, right? If you look at a larger company like Thrive or Podium, those guys have $100 million running into ads per quarter. Like that's who we're all competing with at the end of the day. And for us to be able to really arm all the high levelers or SaaSpreneurs, we all have to have the right strategies. There's no blanketing a city and hoping a couple of trials come in. It's not happening, right? And then there's no point in going broad and not having a focus of a target of either a service or an industry or an offer or something that's going to narrow down your targeting or your ability to go to market, if that's the right word, right? And focus in and scale that way.
Oh, it's called market plan, isn't it?
It really is. But most agencies, and SaaSpreneurs, they neglect themselves because they're in this mentality of, okay, let me build or let me serve, let me do the right thing. And then 2 years you look up and you don't have an offer or you don't have a brand or you don't have a structure to bring a person in. And when you do bring a person in, it's like unloading that initial entrepreneur to actually function as a business. And that takes like 6 months because it's been the initial business is built around that solopreneur. And we all recommend you collaborating with high levelers. We recommend you collaborating.
It's been a godsend for me, all the other high levelers. So many of them are incredibly wonderful, nice, sharing. It's been incredible. And I can't say enough about this whole experience. I mean, we now have a family, but my son joined the business about 2 months ago. He's a lot like Stephanie. They're very analytical, very structured. And so this allowed us to build the legacy business. And not, because you know how many times Sean talks about the fact that when you're selling services, they hire you for 3 months, 6 months maybe, and then they dump you. Think about day 3 when we show you when we go live. They're not going to dump you. They're not going to dump you unless for some reason they're not making any money. But hopefully you figured that out in the planning stage that they're not going to make any money.
What's your offer again? I don't have one. I don't know. Why do you not have one?
We always tell people, if you don't know how to sell, software is not going to fix that problem.
No,
it's not the software that's going to do it.
LaShonda, do you have a follow-up question?
I do. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Because I follow Go High Level, the group, like religiously. I can't even tell you guys, but ClickUp and Slack, how does this play along with that? Does it replace ClickUp? That's the one that I'm seeing is probably.
I can't answer that for you. We don't use any other system. We only use this, but between High Level and this, but that doesn't mean you might not. Everybody's agency is different. I hope that by end of day 3, you're going to say, yeah, I don't need this, or yeah, I'm still going to need that for this. It would be hard for us to say because there's,
and with it like Slack, again, I can't speak as much on ClickUp, but like with one thing that I do know about ClickUp is you have like the freedom to type a bunch of stuff that you want, right? So let me open up that example one I had. Okay, so if I open this email, I can type everything I want, whatever I want in here. So whether that be, hey, client, I need you to put the copy of this email in here, or it's a conversation, or it's a brainstorm, whatever that may be. And then on top of that, in the Kanban and the Canvas, on every level, you can add comments and tasks. So whether that be right within this kind of project management area or on this landing page, I can write, I hate this color, or whatever I want there.
You can even click on something and put your note right on it. Same thing with the video.
Exactly. And you can direct message with your teams. However, it doesn't replace the different spaces like Slack does in that list form. So that is the one thing is we can completely I can say, hey, Carlos, I need this picture, hey, or whatever I want there. I can comment on his questions and add comments all over the place, but that is the difference there, I would say, in a long-winded way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, awesome. Let's go with Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Okay, so as I understand it, this is a little bit like a Gantt chart, but much more complicated than that, much more sophisticated than a Gantt chart. And it allows people in your organization, wherever they are in the world, to collaborate on the project. It allows you to map out with the client the scope of the project and all the steps necessary.
Mm-hmm.
How do you use it to get a client? Do you ever use it sort of to bring people in a collaborative, consultative way, and then be able to turn them into a client and then have the right pricing model? Because this isn't what I was thinking. I thought from Mike Cooch that what I should be doing is productized sales where everything is just sort of standardized. But this seems to be much more, as you say, a la carte, or gives
Moldable.
a client an overall view of all the steps necessary to achieve what they're looking to achieve, and possibly give a forecast of what results they can possibly get.
We should have had you write the promos for this.
So I
mean,
can see it's very necessary for that kind of sale. But if I wanted to avoid that kind of sales and just have,
And just use the standard recipes that are in there.
Yeah.
the recipe.
Start with that.
Okay.
And say, or build your own. You say, this is Julian's package A, and this is what you get for that.
Like
And
snapshots.
go through it with them. So yeah, as Paulson said in the beginning, we're very collaborative. We tend to still be that way. We do have some packages, but it's just the way we went. I'm familiar with what Mike Cooch is saying, and I agree with him, especially when you're just getting started.
Which is
When
what I am. I'm
I
just
sold one thing.
1 week
I
into
sold the
this.
software. That's it. That's all I could do. And I would encourage people to do that.
Yeah, this speaks to my initial comment. My intention of bringing the Blairs in is to expose everybody to all the different models. There's few ways to cook a good meal in high level, right? Like Mike Cooch has it right, Rob Bailey has it right, Josh Nelson
yeah.
has it right, the Blairs have it right, Christine has it right. Like everybody is making money one way or another based on their strengths, their weaknesses, or what they would like to do. What kind of a business do you want? Like, the SaaS stuff could be boring. Same mundane McDonald's model of just cookie cutter, push out everybody, $200 a month. There's nothing like fun about that. Like some people would want to jump into the engineering of it. They want to custom build a bunch of different things for a business that they care about. So then do high ticket services or do a la carte style services like Melissa and Stephanie are doing. I personally,
Which we just started doing, I want to say, because before I was joining, Melissa was like, great, you're signed up. Cool. Me too. And like, that was it. And then, so when I joined, she was like, here's a bunch of things, go help people. Thanks. Because that's what we needed.
Yeah.
And so we didn't even start really doing this fully thought out thing until recently. And
And she runs open office hours 3 times a week. So we're really heavy into training, but Marie just made a point. Clients don't always know what it's going to take to get their goal achieved, or they don't have the time or talent. And so what we learned is we're having churn because they're kind of lost. They need somebody to help them. And that's why we started the certification, was to get more VAs certified in the software so that we could recommend, because we don't want to be their day-to-day VA, but we want to be the people that help them build. And then we want to give them to a VA that knows what the heck high level is and how it works.
And that's that day 3 monitor where we will talk about more about just tweaking and revising. And that's where the VA comes in. The VA doesn't need to completely map out your entire business, right? Julian, I just want to make sure you don't have any other follow-up questions on that as well.
Well, the question is, how do you use this tool as a strategy to bring people in and then sell to them?
It-
Yeah,
it
what-
really,
So what is your offer? Is it like
I would-
an ad, or is it
No,
how
we
are they getting to know about you?
we get 100% of our business, and this is, I know this is bad, but we couldn't handle a lot of business, right? So 100% of our business is referrals. Now we're going to start running ads for a mapping session, but there's going to be criteria. I don't want to be mapping with a person that goes, yeah, I don't have an offer. What I do sell is $97. You know, it's not going to work. It's not going to be worth it. So we're going to have a questionnaire, you know, the typical thing. You got to fill in the questionnaire. If you're qualified, you're going to go to one of our calendars to go through a free mapping session. Like I said, you can charge for it, but we're going to do it as a lead magnet, basically.
Okay.
Because then you get to show your expertise, you're guiding them, you're helping them.
You're their little savior angel, you know, you know, because like you're getting on that meeting and
yeah, let's look at
everybody else
another.
is just selling software.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you become their fractionalized chief marketing officer, or chief marketing department, as it
well,
were.
thank you.
Well, chief software officer, not marketing.
Chief software officer.
Right?
Okay.
Because you have to first get the automations and software all set up before they can even go into marketing or sales, right?
Okay.
You have to build the foundation. So that's why SaaS matters a lot there. If you look
Yeah,
at like
so-
accounting, or like, let's say you hire an attorney, they're gonna want a retainer first, and they're gonna do a strategy session before they do any work.
Yeah.
You, in this scenario, we can do that.
Yes.
You know, you're not going to build a house without a set of plans.
Okay.
And how
Thank you.
many times have we done it without plans? And it's messed.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in my
Same.
head going through creating
Not
a
yours.
lead gen campaign for my first client, and having to come up with all the steps and trying to, in my mind, figure it out what needs to be done, coming up with all the text and then trying to link things up in the right order without having a process map in place for me to do it.
Well, I don't know if you were here when I was showing this speaker series. So this was a project that I built out for our own company, like on our inside for when we have people come and speak, all in my mind. And then we had Morgan, one of our team members, like 2 weeks ago, we were like, hey, just take that and map it out. Never have I ever seen it like this. And I was like, oh shit, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. And I didn't realize, because then because then the whole time I'm going, well, did I name the tag lead new or new lead? Crap. And was it this one, or what 30-minute reminder did I change and update the link in, and which one didn't I do it in, and all of these different.
The other thing that's so easy and that we got so excited about is in high level, you have to go find the form, you got to find the landing page, you got to find the tags, but in here, you just click on it and you're going to see it. So you're not having to, like, the poor client doesn't have to go into high level and find all that. They can just come here, see it. I like that color, I like this, or, you know, change that button, make that bigger. They can just tell us in the chat there, and then our team will go add it to the Kanban and do it.
Okay.
The hardest part is remembering to add it to the Kanban so they can see all the stuff we've done.
Kanban, what is that? Kanban?
So that is up in the top right. You can hit Kanban. You can toggle between that map and this project management area.
Kind of going into day 2 now, so we should probably.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You're right.
So we'll go through the assembly component
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I won't be around tomorrow because I have an all-day expo to be at. I'll be at a
There will be a
Amazon
recording.
event. But
Yeah, there'll be a recording.
Yeah, Julian, you brought up a really big question in this discussion today. Actually, probably the biggest one, which is, why does this model make sense in the middle of other models, right? In the middle of high ticket, low ticket, you know, like Mike Coach says, you know, productize everything, the SWAS method, the SAS method. There's a lot of different ways to do this. And now we're looking at an a la carte style, right? And it's not the same thing as custom. Custom is building something off the scratch that was never existed, right? Which is like I don't and I don't recommend anybody doing. This is more of like a pre-built a la carte style that you're just really navigating through. Maybe you'll have 20 recipes and no more than that. And it allows you to kind of box all the fulfillment in, box the conversations in, box the clients in, box the team members in, box the scope of work in, and the pricing. And you have now deadlines you can create that also serves you really well. And then you can build the supporting staff around it. But great question, Julian. I appreciate it. We have about 5-6 minutes left. Melissa, Stephanie, can you go over the exact offers you have?
Yes.
I think people understand it, but not fully. What
So
exactly? So
this one, the ones that we're giving out, or the ones that we sell as a company?
no. The ones that we're giving out today for this.
Yeah.
event. Yeah.
So today, if you text "I want to upgrade" to 262-261-035, 0345, excuse me, you will get access to our secret special pricing for this software that you can have on your own. You get a 1-hour mapping session with us to help you map out either how you're going to use the platform or whatever. You also get a $500 discount. This isn't from High Level, but this is just from us, of our certification program. If you're already on the pro plan, you can text "I'm already sassy" to the same number and you'll get that link. The thing about these text messages is we do have to just confirm you quick. So I have like 100 emails in my email inbox already with having to do that. So beauty of automation, right? And so once we confirm everybody's thingamajiggies, you can expect a text message and an email with more info on these. So don't panic, you will get that.
And we'll go through the same thing at the end of each day, just for new people that come in and.
Right. And tomorrow we're talking about assembling and how to use the market plan Pam to assemble. And you also get another free workbook tomorrow. So if you want to catch that, make sure you join.
Okay, awesome. For those of you that are watching on live on the Facebook group, make sure you sign up for notifications, and you can do that by going to gohighlevel.com/virtual-workshop or workshop, and you'll be able to get the notifications for tomorrow. Take advantage of their offers by texting 262-261-0345. Through that, you'll get a link for gohighlevel.com/Blair, and that way you can upgrade to from whichever plan to whichever plan you want to go to. So if you are on the 97 and you're not ready for SaaS, but you're ready to take a leap forward and just do the 297 agency plan, you can do that as well. Or if you go skip through and goes directly to SaaS, you can do that as well. Either way, if you upgrade, you get to access all these goodies that they've provided as well. And if you're already on a plan, you can still take advantage of it by texting "I'm already sassy" to 262-261-0345, the same exact number, different indications that we need so the workflows can fire off. Okay.
And the upgrade link is gohighlevel.com/Blair. So I threw that in the chat as well. So if you're ready to say, yes, I want all this, and I've been meaning to upgrade anyway, because why wouldn't you? That is that link.
I hope you guys are ready for some strategy sessions. I'm surprised you offered that, because that's a lot of work.
And that is a lot of work, but we also felt like it gives us a chance to get to know each of you. I'll tell you, the relationships that you build in this group are phenomenal. So we look forward to meeting with each of you.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be there.
All right.
Thank
See
you.
tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.